Welcome! E aí, galera, beleza? Bem-vindo à nossa comunidade.
Welcome to our community.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It is OGC here. Today we have more PvP videos from Clash of Fate. These are going to be some high-level plays, either really good-sized core or really smart players, and or both. So before we begin, please take a moment to like, share, subscribe. That helps out the channel tremendously, and welcome to the original gaming culture family. So let's jump in. The first one we have is Strapped Corn, who will be going up against a Lich player. The Lich player, for reference, is 2200k core. And if we take a peek at the damage and or stats, it looks like Strapped Corn only won in stamina. It also looks like his Avril went like crazy, along with his archers, Warwicks, everything did really good. So let's check this out. Now, it looks like I fought this guy before, but let's see how Strapcorn does against them. So they all go, he actually leads off. Okay, so he didn't do the black hole until his third spell rotation, then goes into the fire mage. He's going very heavy on all of the magic, whether it's between Avril, Raxius, or the fire mage. His Rufio also went super deep. His Rufio went mad deep, guys. And it looks like the magic helps with all of the AoE damage to actually take down all of these skeletons. From here, he ends up winning the bottom side, and he is just going to go around and slowly wipe. And yeah, fantastic fight from Strapcorn. Amazingly smart plays. It was interesting to see all of the work from his mages. Whether it's from his Avril, his Raxius, or his Fire Mage. A lot of magic skills being used. Pretty impressive damage too. Raxius, I think it was like 15 million damage. That's a ton of damage. So good fight, Mr. Strapcorn. Next we have iFunk. So iFunk, like the music, funky music. He is a dwarf player, and he is going up against a lich. So for size-wise, his mechs have 911k health. Anyways, and the enemy huntresses have 1200k health. Let's see what stats he won in. So iFunk Yo won in every stat except for might. So the Sylph player had the might advantage, but iFunk had the advantage of every other stat. It looks like his Mako did some good damage. His mechs surprisingly actually did pretty good damage. The enemy Rufio looks like he went ham. So let's go check this out. Let's see what happens. That is so many mechs. In the real world, that would be some beautiful honor. So it looks pretty standard at the beginning. Enemies does oh, okay. So the enemy is trying to actually pick off iFunk's Jax, and the enemy's Rufio went in mad deep. That's slightly concerning. And now the enemy Rufio took out iFunk's dragon. He like two-shotted that dragon. On the top side, iFunk did go in with his Rufio, but his Rufio was bursted down. And now on this bottom side, iFunk has them tied up in a void, and he's just moving back around to finish off those troops down on the bottom. Take out those pesky trees, because why not? And the top is pretty much fully done at this point in time. The enemy is just trying to stall out at this point. They did, wow, okay, so they put their Fenris in wolf form. But I think Fenris will drop. Will he get Jax? Enemy Fenris going ham. I wonder if I bet you the Blood Maw or something like that was on the Fenris. Because he was regaining a ton of health with the wolf form on Fenris. And now, as soon as the mechs make it down, get the overall or the charge up on the mechs, and it's over. Good fight, Mr. iFunk. Next we have I don't know, Illy Rain. I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry. One thing, if you're ever featured on this channel, I will butcher your name. It is nothing personal. I just can't do it. So this person has 160k HP swords. They're going up against 11. Wow, these huntresses are way stronger. So big disparity between the two. Let's see who wins in stats. The human player won in might and command. You can see their archers went absolutely off. Remember, the human archers actually have a nice buff to counter the evade of huntresses now. So it looks like he has the bottom side, Ilrain, and he is going up against Sylph with a bunch of huntresses. I think this bottom side is going to be where all the focus is on. You can see Ryxius, Lantern Sound, Cleo, Hole going. Spray and pray now from Jax. He's breaking through on this bottom section, although the enemy Denji and Belrog are moving in towards the back line. That is not a good thing for anybody. The top looks fine, it's stalling out between the two. Fenris goes into his wolf. Fenris dies before he actually makes it to Sprig. And it looks like the human player survived the onslaught. He still has an injured or two injured packs of archers that are able to put out enough damage, eventually take down the Balrog and the Denji. And this bottom side is wiped. Now he's just going to swing up. The enemy still has a mana worm out. I'm not sure how useful a mana worm is in PvP. That's not my cup of tea. Usually before the mana worm has enough time to really power up, the battle's kind of decided. I think very rarely could you pop a late mana worm and have that be the deciding factor. And if that does work out, in that case for that mana worm to have a big impact, then if you replace that mana worm, you might have already won the battle beforehand. I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea. Let me know in the comment section below if you like the mana worms for PvP. So next we have Mr. Chip. Mr. Chip is going up against a dwarf player. This dwarf player has 1000k HP mechs. That's some serious stuff right there. I also want to see these guys. Alright, and Mr. Chip is going to go up against them. So Mr. Chip has a pretty strong bottom side here. And it looks like he's actually taking down those mechs pretty strong. Enemy Rufio went in. Chip's Rufio went in. Looks like the enemy's Rufio is still alive and doing decent for now. He's now targeted and the archers dropped him. I believe Chip's Rufio dropped, although I was looking at the enemy Rufio. And Chip's trees, they just don't die. The trees are very hard to take down, and because of that, and with enough support, whether it's from heroes or some archers, you're able to put out enough damage to then swing around and take them out. So those were some pretty strong mechs. Those were actually stronger than iFunks, and Chip was able to take out those mechs. I'm surprised at how well the archers actually did going up against those mechs, simply because mechs have so much damage reduction, especially against archers. So that is pretty cool to see. Next, we have Mr. Chip going up against a Sylph. So this is Sylph on Sylph. The enemy has 1200k HP huntresses, pretty decent trees. Let's check out the stats. Mr. Chip won in all stats except for stamina, so he can play super aggressive in this. He is down on stamina. Looks like his Mako goes off. His Rufio gets a bunch of damage out there. Let's go jump in and see how this one plays out. I want to keep an eye on Mr. Chip's Rufio. His Rufio tends to go ham. And okay, Rufio goes in, and Rufio took out that whole bottom section. So in this fight, on this bottom side, both have pretty much 3 packs of archers. This is the enemy archers right here. In a second, Rufio's going to jump in. Rufio jumped in, and Leo's Pride procs, and bam, all 3 packs of archers instantly gone. The enemy player no longer has any meaningful DPS on that bottom side. Chip can win that bottom side. It looks like the top the enemy's slowly winning. But by the time the enemy starts to get like a pronounced lead in the top, Chip's already swinging up from behind with a full army coming from the south, like 3 full packs of archers, Bane. There's not much the enemy can do. He just gets overrun. And then, of course, we have the Balrogs that just don't die. This one finally went down, and Chip got the victory. Good fights, Mr. Chip. And now we have the Toby. So this first one going up, I think Toby's at 26, 27, 100k core. This first person is 2,560 k core. They are also dwarf. And if we look at their sniper damage is ridiculous. A crit or a headshot from those. And look at these mechs. These mechs have 1,500k health. These are insane mechs. So let's see how Mr. Toby does in this. It looks like Mr. Toby only won in might. And by only, I mean that is huge. That's exactly what Mr. Toby needed. The enemy's Raxius did a bunch of damage. In the troop portion for Toby did immense damage. So let's check this out. Toby's power side is up here on the top. He gets the moral boost so fast. The enemy did put down the lanterns on Toby's archers, but his archers are living so far. Enemy jumped in with Rufio and one-shotted Toby's dragon. Not very cool, dude. But in return, Toby starts swinging down. You can see how Raxius's lanterns are still down there, still dealing the damage. So the enemy did do a bunch of damage through the Raxius lanterns. But it wasn't meaningful damage, if that makes sense. So Toby did a fantastic job there. The enemy player had a great idea of taking out Toby's dragon. It just was not their day. Alright guys, so we're going to go take a peek at the next one from Toby. So he's going up against somebody with 2700k core. This is human on human action. The enemy has a Noble Blood Warsong Dragon, and Toby has a Noble Blood Hero Predation Dragon. So let's see which one of these wins out. And if we look at the stats, so Toby is technically the enemy in this. Toby won half of stamina, so he has a 15% bonus to troop health. The enemy barely won might. I mean, he only got a 4% bonus to attack damage. And probably the biggest thing is Toby won in command. And Toby's just amazing. So let's go jump in. Let's see how this works. And the enemy is using a pack of Zen Templars. So on this top side, it looks like power side versus power side. Denji goes off. There's a Rufio jump. That is a pretty intense Rufio jump. And it looks like Toby's Rufio, along with the giant burst from all of that top, was able to take down everything. The enemy's Zenji is getting in deep, but now Jax is on him. It's pretty much over at that point. This bottom section is getting held up. So I think between all of the bursts from the spears, the archers, Jax, everything else, and then Rufio jumping in, kind of like from the side, just jumping right in on the enemy archers and everything. Absolutely massive. So I really do think Toby's Rufio was able to just outplay. And this one's going to wind down. So good fight, Mr. Toby. And let's go check out the next one. Aha, so remember that 3200k core person that kept attacking me after I attacked them? I think we fought twice. They are going up against Mr. Toby now. So that player actually does not have a dragon, which is weird. It's very, very weird to me. But Toby again won in stamina and command. The enemy with 3200k core won in might and magic. So the enemy has 251k HP swords. They have max chakra on everything except for swords. Swords are almost there. 315k HP spears. Like this person is no joke. 277k attack archers. absolutely no joke. I just want to take a peek at their Jax damage. Wow, that Jax is beautiful. 276k. So this guy is no joke. He's going up against Mr. Toby. Mr. Toby's on the right-hand side. Again, it's power side versus power side. Two Belrogs collide. And do we see Rufio jump in again? Oh, so the enemy's actually going with Avril. Very interesting. It looks like Toby's Belrog went ham, but the enemy was also... I don't know why they were trying to do everything with Avril. I got to go back and see if maybe they had the Clash of Fate Mage set on them. But it looked like it was just two power sides colliding together. And Toby has a dragon. This other person didn't really use a dragon for all of Clash of Fate, which was very weird. So Toby had a big advantage having a dragon and the enemy not having a dragon. Between Noble Blood and Blessed Hero Predation, that stuff makes a big difference. So now it's mostly just cleanup for Mr. Toby. Just going on around and taking out all of the enemy troops. Man, that was intense for that top side. I just want to see the initial burst between the two again. So it looks like the spears just pushed them back and took off enough health where the archers were then able to follow up. The enemy's Denji did get in there pretty deep. Like that Denji was no joke, but it wasn't enough. The enemy had no real crowd control to tame those archers. Alright, and we have one last one. So before we do our final one, make sure you like, share, subscribe for more videos every day. And let's check this one out. So this looks like a repeat fight. This might actually be a duplicate, because the guy's Raxia's damage is high again. But Toby's top side goes really strong. The spears coupled with everything. Okay, this time the enemy Rufio went in, and this time Toby's Rufio. So this is a different one. Toby's Rufio just literally destroyed everything. I keep calling Toby Rufio and Rufio Toby. They're pretty much the same. They're manly men that just leap in full aggro and take out everything there. So I mean, it's pretty much one and the same. And now Mr. Toby just cleans up everything. Amazing Rufio play. I think what I like most about Rufio is you can do such creative plays now, whereas before you couldn't necessarily do such creative plays. So good fight all around. Thank you guys for sending me the PvP's to show people. I hope you guys enjoyed these PvP's from some players that I really look up to and respect. Until next time, please like, share, subscribe, and we will see you guys soon. Take care.